Marcus, as a defense, you guys obviously had a lot of motivation last year coming off of a year that was a little bit disappointed statistically. And I know you weren't playing probably as much as you would have wanted. Do guys like you who are stepping into bigger roles this year help to keep the defense even more motivated this year coming off what was a good year, if you get what I'm saying?
Right. I think, every year we're trying to chase that standard of excellence that's been set, long before any of us have been here. In terms of, guys that maybe haven't played as much, I think it may bring a little extra, a little extra motivation in respect to those guys. But as a collective unit and as a team, we're always trying to, chase that standard that the Silver Bullets have set. So, yeah.
Thank you. All righty, we'll go next to Tony Gerdeman from Buckeye Scoop. Tony.
Marcus, just wondering how things have rounded out for you in that slot, how comfortable you feel, and do you feel like it's your spot now?
I feel, real comfortable right now. I've been practicing for a while now, been getting coached up. And, I think I've been able to, bring a better mindset and presence. So, we're just ready for Saturday, whoever's out there, and just ready to get it rolling and get this win.
Now, we saw how important this slot corner was last year with Sean, and when he would go down, sometimes the defense would go down as well. What does it feel now as a senior to have this kind of role after years and years of waiting?
I think I feel really comfortable. I think I've prepared for this moment for a long time. My teammates, they especially, give me a lot of comfortability being out there, being able to trust them to do their jobs as well. And, just knowing that, if I go out there and do my job and they do theirs, then, everything should take care of itself. So I think that gives me a sense of ease, being out there. So just looking forward to, being out there with my teammates and getting the job done.
Thanks.
All righty, next up is Austin Ward from Letterman Row. Austin.
Hey, Marcus, when you're talking about that comfort, we're all expecting that this will be the largest role that you've had in your career. So do you have any nerves? Do you have any different feel going into this week than you've had previously?
There's definitely always nerves, surrounding, heading into the first game, or any game, when something's important to you. I think Coach Combs, he always says, when something's important to you, there will be a sense of nervousness. But I think that's different than having a sense of, anxiety. And, so we, every day we go out there, stack those chips and build that confidence on the practice field. And then, just really want to transfer that to the playing field. So, yes, there's some nervousness, but also, just a great ease and comfort, knowing that I've been training for this moment along with my teammates and my coaches. So just ready to get started.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All righty, next up, Bill Rabinowitz from the Columbus Dispatch with Brendan Gulick on deck. Bill.
Yes, Marcus. How different will the defense look this year with Carey running it instead of Jeff Hafley? What adjustments have you made?
I can't really pinpoint any too much. It's the same defense as we've had, in the previous year. Maybe I can't really think of too much that's different. The same calls we've been having. The same technique, same coaching points. It's just Coach Combs now calling the plays. So that's pretty much all I got for that one.
What's it like having him back?
It's been great. I've known Coach Combs for a long time. It's been great to have him back, just to continue to build on that relationship that we've been able to garner for so long. So it's been great.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Brendan Gulick from Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated with Tim May on deck. Brendan.
Hey, Marcus, I wanted to double back a little bit to Patrick Murphy's question, kind of taking it back to a couple years ago. So it kind of felt like press man coverage was where things were most challenging in 2018 and a huge jump forward last year in that regard? I realize you weren't a huge part of the defense in 2018, but what lessons did you take away from watching the growth from 2 years ago to last year so that you can apply some of those same things and try to keep this thing moving forward?
Right. Well, I think each coach brings their own perspective on press man. There's so many ways that, it can be taught and it can be done. And I wouldn't necessarily say there's a right or a wrong way. But I think last year, having Jeff and Damon Arnett out there as veterans, they were able to really just build upon those years of honing their craft and press man. And I think Coach Halfley, he brought more of a, I want to say more of a hands-on approach last year. The defense did change a little bit, so it allowed for maybe a little more harder press. But like I said earlier, just having those guys that were able to, be veterans and finally get comfortable sitting in there, I think that definitely helped a lot in the transition. So just coming in this year, just all of us taking that knowledge that we've been able to, learn over these past several years and watching guys from last year, I think it should translate well.
I want to ask you, too, about the wide receiving core on your team.
Right.
We've heard an awful lot about how good this freshman class is. We know how talented some of the returners are. Who in practice is really giving you a headache here the last couple of weeks? I'd
say it's a great group, great unit, top to bottom. You really got some playmakers and some speed that maybe hasn't. I don't want to say it hasn't been there in previous years, but just really just top to bottom, just having that speed. And I think Coach Hartline's done a great job of bringing that elite talent in. And I think I line up against Garrett a lot in practice. Garrett, Jackson Smith, some of those perhaps more inside guys. But yeah, just top to bottom, I think they're just an excellent unit, and we're all excited to see them out there on Saturday rolling.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, next up is Tim May from Letterman Row with Nathan Baird on deck. Tim.
Thank you very much, Michael. Marcus, do you expect to start Saturday, number one? Number two, do you expect butterflies, et cetera, going on? You've played quite a bit since you've been here, but stepping up and becoming a big-time regular is a different step. Just what's your anticipation of how you will feel on Saturday?
Right. Well, I'm not sure the coaches are ready to name a starter yet. However, I've been preparing for this moment for a while. I've been envisioning it, and I think it's really just brought me a sense of comfort right now, and just my training and just practicing, and of course just being out there with my teammates. Playing with such great guys, top to bottom. I mean, you look at the D line, the linebackers. The guys that we have in our secondary that can really play. And so when you're out there with guys like that, it's hard to be nervous, because you just trust them so much. And then, that they trust you to do that job. So whatever happens, however my role shakes out on Saturday, I know I'll be prepared and ready to go. Thanks for,
Yeah. One other quickie. Have you watched a lot of Shaun Wade tape to get ready for your spot? I mean, from the last couple of years? Just how much has he helped you get ready?
Shaun's helped me a lot. He's definitely, been able to bring some of the nuances to the position that, can't always be, found in the playbook, and some of the, little tendencies that he's able to pick up on and things that have helped him in the past. So Shaun's been a great help, and watching his tape has definitely been able to help me envision myself in that role as well. So I can't say enough about how much Shaun's helped me, and just excited to see him on the outside this Saturday. So.
Thanks, man.
All righty, got time for just a couple more. We'll go to Nathan Baird from Cleveland.com with Spencer Holbrook on deck. Nathan.
Hey, Marcus, I wanted to ask specifically more about facing Garrett Wilson. Just as you've been preparing and trying to improve coming into the season, what did you learn about going up against him that you had to get even better at in order to be ready for opening day?
Well, first, I think Garrett's just an amazing athlete. Just a great talent. I'm not sure, where he was exactly coming out of high school, but I'm pretty sure he's a huge recruit. And so, Garrett brings a different athleticism that you don't always see, on the inside generally. and a different kind of level of speed. So, being able to handle that, and just, being patient with an athlete like that has just been able to help me tremendously in gearing up for this season. So.
All righty. Next up is Spencer Holbrook from Letterman Row with Dan Hope on deck. Spencer.
Marcus, last time we talked to you, you mentioned that Cam Martinez was playing in that slot cornerback role. What have you seen from him and his ability to pick up the position so quickly, because he didn't really play defense in high school?
Right. I think first, Cam, he's a great young man. He's come in, since day one with a great attitude. And one thing we've all noticed, very early on, in that he's very intelligent. Cam, he's able to, pick up on mistakes he's made and learn from other people's mistakes, and really pick up on the defense and the roles he's been in. So in that regard, I think Cam's been doing, really well, and been picking up really fast, especially just with the great athlete that he is as well. So, we're excited to, see him out there and get him started. So.
All righty. And our last questioner for Marcus is going to be Dan Hope from 11 Warriors. Dan.
Hey, Marcus, you talked before about how the defense hasn't really changed with Kerry Combs coming in. Just wondering, what the dynamic is for you, working with Kerry Combs, but how much, Greg Madison comes over and works with you guys and some of the other coaches.
Right. I think our staff does a great job of, being on the same page, and being able to share some of those coaching points. Most of my coaching, of course, does come from Coach Combs, but, just speaking to Coach Madison about, some of the, different personnel that we may face, with regards to tight ends and some more linebacker roles that sometimes you have to, take on in the slot. So Coach Madison, he's been a great help, along with Coach Washington, and even Coach Johnson as well. Just being able to take all those coaching points that they have and being able to apply it to the position has been great. So I can't say enough about the job they've done.